Good morning, my dear police officer.
Morning, Mr. Dave. How may I help you?
I am getting perturbed about the postings I see these days on the internet. Don't you think the internet should be policed?
Mr. Dave, the issue of policing the internet has raised arguments and debates in many countries for many years. Many people think the internet should be policed while others argue against it.
What is your view about it?
I think the internet should not be policed in any way. I have my reasons. Meanwhile, may I know why you think the internet should be policed?
On the internet, it is very easy for people to post illegal messages. Example, messages promoting racism and terrorism. Secondly, it is easy to use the internet to learn and get dangerous information. Example, how to make bombs. Recent events in hacking, example hacking of Sony films in the USA and the 2015 terrorists attack in France, can all be traced to postings on the internet.
Mr. Dave, hold on. Policing the internet is almost an impossible task. I will tell you what I mean. The internet was invented in the 1960s or a little bit earlier for the military to use for its connections. In case one part of its connection fails, another part should be functional. It is just like a spider web. So technologically, it is impossible for any government to completely stop the use of internet or ban part of it. Have you heard of the term circumventional technology? What that means is that no matter the technology you have invented, for example, if you have invented a technology that will stop people from using the internet or part of the internet, before long, there will be a new technology that will make people to start using it again. Secondly, it is difficult to impose consistent international rule. What I mean is, Nigerian government will not imbibe the Malaysian rule in its country. It may not work and vice versa. You see, coming up with international rules for the internet is opposed by cultural beliefs of nations of the world. It would be very expensive to police all websites and users would have to pay for this somehow.
Before you go on, officer, I still think the internet should be policed. You will agree with me that it's quite easy to find information on search engines and from books. Moreover, one could get incorrect facts, figures or information from the internet. Let me conclude, the internet should be policed because illegal, wrong, uncensored and dangerous information could be found easily on it. You see, even the attacks that you mentioned could have been prevented if the security agencies had tighter laws that allow them to eavesdrop on any data transmission over the internet.
The principle of freedom of information is another reason why the internet shouldn't be policed. Policing the internet would deny a person of his freedom of information or expression. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you like the government or any security agency eavesdropping on all your data transmission over the internet? Lastly, what you consider illegal might be very appropriate to other people. Recall the lesson you had on cultural, legal, ethical and moral appreciation of ICT products.
Anyways, thank you my dear officer for your sincerity. So, if the internet cannot be policed, everyone should be disciplined while using it.
You are right. Thanks for the visit. Bye. Created by Miss Happiness Edo.